Hi everyone, and welcome back to Woodland Frenchies. Here with Stella today. My name is Tyler, and today we have a really good video again. It's going to be talking about the annual and initial cost for a French Bulldog. So we're going to go over all the different items you're going to need for when you adopt a puppy, but then what are the annual costs as well taking care of a puppy during each year. So we're going to go over that. And if you're new to the channel, welcome guys. Appreciate you guys joining us here. Basically here we'll do litter updates, share our passion and love for French Bulldogs, Frenchtons, and mini Old English Bulldogs as well. But yeah, today's video is kind of an informative video. We're going to go through a list. I got a sheet here that I might be reading off of all the initial things you should be prepared for when you get your puppy and what those are going to kind of average costs are going to be. Come on, Stella. Come. Stella, she's about 1.5 years. Up. Come here, good girl. And we're going to talk about, is it worth it to, all the total expenses to have a puppy and all that good stuff, right, Stella? And Stella just got a bath this morning, so she's smelling fresh, doing good. And that will be part of the annual cost, shampoo, just little things like that. That all kind of adds up for your annual cost in owning a puppy. But yeah, the initial cost. I'm going to start off by saying what that total amount is, and I'm going to go into what actually is that initial cost. So the initial cost as far as gathering items for your puppy when the puppy comes to your home is going to be around $1,000. Now it's going to be give or take depending on how much and what brands you're willing to spend on, but I would say the initial cost, and this is not counting the puppy price, is going to be around $1,000. So let's go right down the list. So the first thing, and I'm including spade and neuter in this initial cost because that's most likely what everybody is going to do if you're looking to have a puppy as a pet. Now if you're breeding, this video is not for you, but initial cost for spading is going to be around $300 for the vet visit and just getting your puppy spayed and neuter, and normally that's around 6 months depending on what your vet says. Second will be just the initial vet bills, vaccinations that you have to continue to get updated for your puppy to make sure that your puppy is completely vaccinated. And that's going to be another $250. So $300 and $250. I just said the big ones right off the bat. Stella sees somebody eating food over there. The third thing would be flea and tick medication. So that's another initial cost. Added it to the beginning, and that's $150. So already we're up to $650 just kind of naming the three big items. Then you're going to go into smaller items such as toys. You're going to get dish bowls, a crate, collar and a harness. And those all are going to be our average around the $25 to $50 range. Next will be a microchip. So hopefully your puppy is microchipped. Now depending on different services, there's going to be some fluctuation in price. I know there's all the way, I think, from $20 to $200. And it all just depends, if they offer the basic tracking system, as far as if your puppy is lost. For the low end, then you can go in there and figure out where it's at. But then there also are other products out there that give a lot more than just a microchip that allows you to know where your puppy is. It has their vaccination records, it has the breeder's information in the program, it has a lot more detailed information and things, part of that can range all the way up to $200, such as My Dog's ID, really good company we just partnered with, and they are really doing a really good job. And they actually have a QR code that you can collar that you can scan, and that allows you to basically, if you take your dog to a groomer, you can take your phone, your camera, and just do the QR code, and it'll pull the website right up, so you can get all the information for that puppy's shots, all that good stuff. So that's a microchip, and I just wanted to kind of go over the different variances and the cost on that. Then there's the leash, shampoo, stand odor remover, teeth care, and treats. Those all range around the $20 range. So by adding all those up, kind of the average came to right around $1,000. Now if you don't spay or neuter your puppy, that will obviously take a big chunk out of that. But that would be the only thing out of this list I feel that you really, somehow could get away from, but most people are going to want to do that just to make sure that it's just the right thing to do, just to make sure that as a puppy, that gets done. So yeah, we just talked about the initial cost. We're going to get into the annual cost. And of course there is, part of the initial cost we didn't even talk about is the puppy price. We do have a video that would go over what's the price of a French Bulldog. So check that video out. After you're done with this video, we go talk all about French Bulldogs and the prices, why they're priced so much, what's the difference in prices. We did a really good video about that. Now the second part of this video will go into the annual cost for a puppy. And right away we're gonna do like we just did in the previous section. This ended up being pretty much the same thing as the initial cost. It was a little bit more, averaged out to be $1,150 by me kind of adding all this stuff up and kind of just doing the average cost. Number one will be the food, of course. So you want to make sure you get a good healthy dog food brand. You can check out our health and nutrition page at woodlandfrenchies.com for more information on our food, as well as our microchip. You can check that out there. But yeah, food averaged around $500 a year, and that could go up that first year might not be as much. It could go up the second or third year because the puppy will be obviously eating more as it gets older. The second part, again, you're still gonna have some vet visits just to make sure that your puppy is staying up to date, making sure that they're just kind of random vet visits you're gonna have yearly, just standard, just like we go to the doctor or maybe go get our teeth cleaned. You're just gonna have those annual visits, and that's around $200 a year. Thirdly, you're always going to be buying toys because French Bulldogs, which I don't know if I have my one toy around here anywhere, but Stella was tuning it up yesterday. You're always going to have needing toys because they love to chew up toys and just basically tear them apart, which makes you have to buy them new toys. I don't know if that's the reason they do it or not, but right, Stella, you like chewing up toys, don't you? So toys, I put a number around $100 just because you're gonna probably buy 5 to 10 toys, averaging around $15 to $20 for a toy. Next is the teeth care for a French Bulldog. Annually, that's around $50 a year. Just make sure you get the right stuff for your French Bulldog's teeth, and also just ear cleaning tools. The next one would be treats. So definitely, this is a staple you must be continuously buying to keep your training, rewarding, make sure to give positive affirmation to the dogs. So treats, wrote down around $100 per year for that. And lastly, there's just going to be some extras, maybe unknowns that and these are small unknowns, that you would have to get for a French Bulldog, whether it's I don't know, just random stuff. I just put an extra $200 because there are some unknowns, which adds up to around $1,150. So you can expect a little over $1,000 on your annual cost for a French Bulldog. And I know for some people that is honestly going to be a low number. Some people honestly can go all the way up to $2,000 to $3,000 just because they want their French Bulldog to have the coolest sweater, sunglasses, whatever. They just really love decking their dog out, which is totally fine. I did a more average kind of just maintenance type of thing, just the essentials that you need for your French Bulldog. And if you have the funds or if you want to go extra above and beyond, that's up to you. But this is more for the people who just want to make sure this fits into their budget, and because this is a very important thing. I don't want one of our puppies to go to a family that cannot support and maintain our French Bulldog, and that's all they need. They don't need the other parts, the cool change, $1,000 chains. But if you want to do that, that's fine. So hopefully this video helps you. Now lastly, you do have to understand there could be times where there's going to be some big payouts that you might have to make depending on what happens with your puppy. That's why it's so important to make sure you get a puppy from a trusted breeder, somebody that obviously has dealt with other customers, getting really good referrals, and their puppies are obviously healthy. So if because a lot of people, I definitely support any type of the shelters or anything like that and all that good stuff, but And for those especially, you're gonna get just sometimes outrageous vet bills that you're gonna have to spend for. So even for a breeder too, you just gotta make sure they're healthy. So for French Bulldogs, something you might have to pay for down the road would be if a French Bulldog has a knee issue, if they have a pinched trachea, if they have any skin issues, allergies, that they are having some breathing issues. There's surgery that you can do with the nostrils. Those all add up. So different things. Just make sure that your puppy is definitely health checked and comes from a reputable breeder, to make sure that you can minimize those expenses as best as possible, and that will help maintain a good budget for your French Bulldog and not cause stress within the family, friends, and because we know ultimately we're going to pay and do whatever it takes to make sure our Bulldogs stay healthy, alive, and because they're such a big part of our life. But it's still good to make sure that we can maintain and not have any big unknown bills come up. So hopefully this video helped you guys really. It was just kind of informative video that I wanted to do for you, and appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. It's free to do so and become part of our community here, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks and have a great day.